What's going on, everyone? This is Jay from Premier Gaming Entertainment, and I know it's been a while since I last made a Michigan football video, but it's about that time. The season is right around the corner, and I wanted to basically discuss how I feel about this upcoming season, and first off the bat, discuss the latest AP ranking for the team. So I know it's been a few days, but the latest poll, most updated poll for the AP, came out, and for the preseason and going into week one, Michigan will be ranked number 7 in the whole entire country. And just wanted to kind of discuss that and how I feel about it. Personally, for the last few seasons or so, I've had a good feel of how the team has been going into the season. Last year I had a good feeling, and we had not a rough first game, but obviously against a pretty decent Notre Dame team, only lost, by 7 points in that game, and then ran off game after game until, well, we don't want to talk about that Ohio State game, but overall I had a good feeling about the team. I felt they had a very good shot at making the playoffs, and it reflected in how they played. 2 years ago, I didn't feel that we were going to be very good. Felt like this was kind of like a down year for us. We were kind of in between. Of course, quarterback situation wasn't very good. And even though we got rated and ranked 8 in the country starting out, I felt we were too high. This year, I'll be honest with you, I don't have a good feel for the team, and that's not a good thing or a bad thing. It's not a negative thing or a positive thing. I guess it's just I just don't know how I feel about the team this year. There's a lot of good things, a lot of things that are question marks that have to be replaced. So I don't really know how I feel about the number 7 ranking. I know that we're going to be a really good team. I'm hearing a lot of good things about the players that are coming in. Of course, something you hear every single year. But we have, especially on offense, we have a lot of returning starters. So I feel really good about that. But I want to kind of talk about how I felt about both the offense and the defense. So I'm going to just, first of all, start with the offense and go kind of, not position by position, but kind of like group by position group. So first off, the offensive line. I got a really good feeling about the offensive line. They've had 1 year to, gel. I know at the beginning of last year they started out real rocky. For the longest time they've been real rocky, real porous. Couldn't block for the quarterback to save their lives. Ed Warner comes in, and they became a work in progress to the point that at the end of the year they were really good. Now they've had that whole year under their belt, and I think that this is a year where they're going to really prove that they're really, really good. The injury to Andrew Stuber, that one kind of had me scratching my head because I get the way they portrayed it like he was going to be the starter, and I'm wondering, why would he be the starter? It makes me wonder about Jalen Mayfield. Like, now everyone is saying, well, he's going to step in and take his place, and I was under the impression that he was going to be the starter anyways. So I don't know what that means. Does that mean that Jalen Mayfield wasn't as good as we thought he was? I mean, I'm not sure. But I think overall the line is going to be good, which is going to be very, very important. I've always stressed the importance of the line play for success for both offense and defense. Your team is reinforced and it's built from your line play. So for them to have a solid offensive line, it's going to be very, very good for the team going forward. Now, I would say the biggest question mark on offense is going to be the running back situation. I know Harbaugh named True Wilson as the starter, but I don't see him as being, the starter, the every down back. He's kind of like one of those guys that you just kind of put in there. I don't see as him being the starter. Um, gotta, I really am excited to see play, and hopefully he can get healthy enough to be who I think is going to be the starter anyway. It's going to be Zach Charbonnet. I think that he's going to be a beast. So, um, if he could ever get healthy, I think he's going to be the guy. And then after him, it's going to be a mix between True Wilson and Christian Turner. But I think that overall, like I said, if Zach Charbonnet can get healthy, I think with the line play, I think that we're going to see some really good games as Charbonnet going forward. Next up, the tight end situation. Nothing really to talk about. I think the tight ends are going to be pretty good. Sean McEwen, I've never been sold on him. He's always been kind of so-so. Dropped a lot of balls. So I was never really high on him, but Nick Eubanks, I really like. I think he's going to be really, really good. I've been hearing a lot of good things about Eric All. So I think the tight ends will be they'll be fine. And I think we've got nothing to worry about that. Now, the wide receivers, I think this is going to be obviously the bread and butter of the offense. And I think they bring back, with the combination of Peoples-Jones, Nico Collins, and Tariq Black, one of the top wide receiver cores in all of the country. Definitely one of the most dynamic and one of the most talented wide receiver cores in the whole entire country. Now, you combine that with a returning situation where you got a 5-star quarterback and Dylan McCaffrey as your backup, and I think that we have a good situation here. Shea Patterson's going to do his thing. Which leads me into combining all that in together as far as the whole offensive scheme. I'm very, 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 very interested to see how much control and how much impact Josh Gaddis has on the offense. In the past, it's been coordinated by committee, whatever that means, but it really always felt like Harbaugh with his stamp of approval on everything, and it just didn't work out. So I'm excited to see this whole new offense, this new ball, movement in space and getting guys in space and quick hitting offense. I want to see these guys that I know are very talented be put in situations where they can excel. If you watch all my videos from last year, I used to just complain and cry and plead for them to take shots down the field. And for the most part, we would never do it. It'd just be run the ball, run the ball, run the ball, run the ball. Then on third down, try and make something happen, run the ball. And, the ball control offense was decent. It did its thing against sucky teams, but then, against the better teams, it just didn't work out. And part of that could just be what I'm going to talk about next, which is going to be the defense. But it made me wonder whether or not they were playing ball control because they wanted to or because they had to. And I never really got a good feel on that, whether or not they were... Because, like I said, against the bad teams, it did really well. But when it got down to playing against the better teams, it just didn't work itself out. So, like I said, I'm excited to see how they're going to really implement this new offense and whether or not it's going to be... Because Harbaugh said he's going to relinquish everything and let Josh Gaddis do his thing. So I want to see if he's going to keep his word and really do that. So now it comes to my real concern is going to be, which is going to be the defense. Um, I think the most stable and consistent thing. I think the defensive line is going to be okay. I know we're replacing, guys like Chase Winovich, um, overrated Rashawn Gary, um, you know, but I think that there's a solid enough group of core guys that I think the defensive line is going to be perfectly fine with the new freshmen that came in, and I forgot the guy's name. The guy that transferred that's supposed to be a beast. With all those guys in rotation, I think the defensive line is going to be amazing. Um, you know, the one thing that kind of killed us was at the end of the year, we weren't healthy, especially on the defensive line, and it really showed. I don't care what anybody says. If you can't get any type of pressure on the quarterback, any quarterback is going to look like he's like he's Peyton Manning in his prime. So that was number one the issue with, especially in that game against Ohio, where Haskins just had all day to throw the football. I mean, I think I could have probably thrown at least 6 touchdowns because I mean they didn't even get near him. So I think this year, if we can stay healthy with this defensive line rotation, I think we're going to be fine as far as the defensive line goes. Now the linebacker core, that's where I'm not too sure. And that's where everything is up in the air as far as that goes. Um, how do you replace a stud like Devin Bush Jr.? That's what my concern is. So I don't know how we're gonna do that. I know there's a few guys that are gonna be able to fill in the gaps, but it's not gonna be as solid as it was last year. The secondary, uh, you know, I'm okay with the secondary. Uh, the injury to Ambry Thomas is a concern. Doesn't look like he's going to be back, anytime soon with his colitis injury. Um, so I don't know who's going to replace him at the second corner. Safety situation, I'm pretty sure it's going to be locked in. I am fully. I'm probably more excited to see if Dax Hill gets the starting nod, to see him and what he's going to do on defense. I'm probably more excited to see him on defense than I am to see Zach Charbonnet um, as the running back. So safeties is going to be probably the best that we've had definitely since Harbaugh has been there. Because it's always been, the corners have been very good for the most part. Linebacking has been good. Line has always been good, but the safety has always been kind of a question mark. But I think Dax Hill being back there is going to solidify a whole lot of things. So overall, like I said, I don't have a good feel, but I think the team is really good. I think it's really talented, and it's just going to come down to can we string together consecutive wins? Can we take advantage of the fact that some of our more difficult games are at home? And can we get over the hump and beat Ohio State? I think if we can do that, we have a very good shot of making the playoffs this year. So, you kind of have to take baby steps. And since Harbaugh has been here, we've had decent records, 10-3 records, but at the end of the year, we always stumble. We lose to Ohio State, knocks us out of the playoffs, and we just end up. I guess it just demoralizes us, and then we don't even win our final game. So we gotta take baby steps. We seem to we just seem to do good out the gate, except for sometimes we lose like the first or second game. Then the middle of the season we run the table, and then at the end we seem to run out of gas. So hopefully we can, like I said, be consistent throughout the whole year and take this thing from start to finish and finally beat Ohio State and get into the playoffs. That is the goal. Then once we get into the playoffs, the goal is get to the playoffs and then work your way from, trying to get to the playoffs to being a consistent contender, making the playoffs, and then winning the semifinal game, and then finally winning a national championship. Those are the baby steps we got to take. And I think this year is a good chance for us to make the playoffs. So, anyways, that's it for the video. Thank you for watching it. I know it's a little bit late in the day, or late in the week. Usually I try to do this about 2 weeks out, but been real busy. But hey, the season is less than 2 weeks away. I'm excited. I want to see us do well. And I have a few more videos about some topics that I actually read about in the last couple of days and today. So I'll be posting more Michigan football content later on in the week. So anyways, thank you for watching the video. If you like the video, definitely feel free to leave a like on the video. If you enjoy my content, definitely share it with as many people as possible to get the word out there. And if you like my content, definitely subscribe to the channel. The channel is still continuing to grow. Even despite me not even making videos, I'm still gaining subscribers. But I'm trying to get myself up there. And I'm going to be more, I promise I'm going to be more consistent in posting, especially with the season coming up. You know what I do as far as that goes, and that's not going to change. I'm trying to get more stuff in between the games is going to be my goal. So anyways, thank you for watching the video, and go Blue.